I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded. I've got a little bit going on. The weather's warming up, and I am, believe it or not, working on that 30,000 subscriber Q&A, so that has taken up a little bit of time. But nonetheless, I do want to talk today about the MiG-23 ML, one of historically my favorite premiums in the game, because this is one of the only premiums that I think is actually worth the money, specifically on sale. I don't really recommend buying this thing at full price. I don't think anything in this game, one specific vehicle, is worth the $60 or $70 that they ask for, but on sale, this is definitely a good buy. And even not on sale, if you really spend a lot of time on War Thunder, you really want a specific tech tree, then by all means, man, it's your money, go for it. I do recommend this plane. I hope you haven't bought it just yet, because I did say that this was historically my take on this plane. It is to be getting nerfed. It's pretty much all but confirmed to be getting a flight model nerf after the sales, which, depending on when this video is uploaded, may or may not already be over. Speaking of the sales, there's really not a whole lot that I personally would buy on this specific May sale. There probably will be more sales soon enough, so you can expect some of the better packs to be on sale at some point in the future. That's probably what I would be saving my money for, some of those higher tier packs. But nonetheless, if any of these vehicles interest you, I would really appreciate if you use my discount code, link in the description down below. It doesn't actually apply any extra discount when there's a sale going on, but I do get a little bit of slice of whatever you buy. Gaijin gets less money from you, and you get this cool decal on screen right here. So the MiG-23ML, am I going to recommend it after the flight model gets changed? Well, only time will tell. I'm leaning on the yes side still, because really it's probably going to be the best option to grind USSR either way. You don't have many options when it comes to top tier packs to grind a tech tree with, and vehicles that can actually research into rank 8 are few and far between. So the MiG-23ML, even in a nerfed state, is probably still going to be a fairly competitive aircraft in a 16 versus 16 ARB setting, where mainly the missiles that your plane is carrying is going to determine a lot of how effective you can be in a match. Two R-24s, whether it be the T or the R, though I personally run the R these days, and 4 R-60Ms at this battle rating is actually a pretty adequate loadout, and the R-24s especially are on the upper end of effective missiles at this battle rating. So again, only time will tell whether or not this plane is still competitive after its flight model does get changed. That's not really what I want to rant to you about today. I kind of want to get your guys' opinion in the comments down below. Do you think that it's fair for Gaijin to make drastic changes to premium vehicles after they've already been bought by thousands of players? Do keep in mind though that the MiG-23 ML as a whole, that includes the MLA, the MLD, and the MiG-23 ML Premium, these aircraft are all getting flight model changes. So it's not a premium specific issue per se, it is a MiG-23 issue, and there's plenty of MiG-23s in tech trees that are going to be getting changed. And maybe even the MiG-23M, I'm not certain on that, I would have to double check, but nobody really cares about the MiG-23M anyways, everyone plays the MLs, so that's what we're talking about right now. In my opinion, I can really see both sides of the story, because on one hand you have people buying $70 premium in War Thunder, that's the price of a AAA game for a single aircraft in the tech tree. And yeah, to have it just get completely nerfed after you've already bought it, and may or may not be very good after this nerf, we'll have to see. That's kind of annoying, and I fully understand that. And it really doesn't sit well with me that they do that. It's honestly kind of like a borderline scam in a way. And I really wish that they would take more care into implementing planes, whether that means they come out to the game slower to take more time to get everything right, or mainly so just get a better idea of balance. There has been time and time again where they released premium planes that are just completely busted on release, get everybody to buy them of course, and then they just end up nerfing them. Harrier GR1, for example, was one of these planes where it just launches at a completely ridiculous battle rating for the kind of missiles and performance it has, and then look at it now. It went up from like 10.0, it might be 9.7 now, though it doesn't really matter, that's beside the point. It could still be 10.0. Regardless, you know what I'm trying to say. The way they do these premium vehicles and the way they make changes to them, it is extremely frustrating on the consumer's end, and that's completely fair. At the same time though, they do have to make sure that the game is balanced, whether it be immediately, whether it be later. Obviously, I would prefer it be immediately, but at the same time, Gaijin can make a mistake. They can release a plane that performs significantly better than they would have anticipated, and that's going to happen when you have a game like War Thunder. And I do fully expect aircraft in that kind of a situation to get changed, whether it be battle rating, flight model, weapons, something. Because to me, as always, game balance comes before everything else. If the game isn't balanced, which it obviously isn't right now, then it's not fun to play. And so again, I definitely see both sides of the argument here, and I don't disagree with either of them. It's really just a very tough situation. I sympathize with the people that bought the vehicles, and I sympathize with the people that have to get ran through by them. Now, in some cases, like the MiG-23's case, I don't think that this plane's overpowered at all for 11.3. It is kind of obnoxious that it's one of those aircraft that you can just kind of put the wings completely forward and hold S and pretty much win a dogfight against any plane in your relative BR bracket. So 11.0, 11.3, sub J70 maybe. The J70 is the only plane that I think is actually going to be beating this thing in a 1 versus 1 at its own battle rating or a little bit below. But again, that's not what this battle rating is all about. Weapons matter a lot, and just the sheer size of the matchmaker makes it so that flight performance is not that important. And I don't think that the MiG-23 ML at 11.3 is a busted plane by any means. So the flight model change isn't being made for balance reasons. Instead, it has been made known that it's being made for historical reasons. They're trying to make the MiG-23ML have a more historical and realistic flight model, which again, I do understand they try to do that on a regular basis. Pretty much any plane can get bug reported by the community at any time, and as long as it's supported with real sources and facts, then Gaijin will look into it and maybe change the flight model to make it more realistic. That being said, this late into the MiG-23 sales and this many people having bought it, and it's not even in a game-breaking position, it's not even overpowered, they're just changing it, making it worse just because the sake of historical. Well, that's a little bit more harder to sympathize with. I am much more lenient toward the sides of the buyers in this case, because what harm does it really do by not being perfectly historically accurate if it's not broken? For sim players, I guess it matters a lot more because they can feel the flight models a lot more, but in an ARB, when you're flying with the mouse aim and the instructor, it's not that big of a deal how the flight model feels. It's more about achieving game balance. Once again, that's what it pretty much always comes back to for me. And so again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about both sides of the argument here. Do you agree with the scam side of the argument, where they really shouldn't be changing the vehicles once they've been sold in such high quantity especially? Or do you agree with the whole game balance and realistic flight model side of things? Or are you like me and you're just kind of in the middle? Let me know. I'm interested to hear what the community has to say about the situation. But I also wanted to point out, if you hadn't noticed yet, the MiG-21 BIS is on the screen, and I don't have premium footage of the MiG-21 BIS. Is it the Lizard or something like that? I think it's the Lizard. But here it is. It's a Finnish MiG-21 BIS. It's the exact same plane as the German premium. This is also very likely to be getting a flight model nerf as well in the not so distant future whatsoever. And again, it's going to be all MiG-21 BISs getting this flight model change. I don't know how many other MiG-21s are going to be affected by this. I think it's just the MiG-21 BIS, but that includes at least one premium in the form of the Lizard or Laser, whatever you want to call it, the German one. And so again, people paid a lot of money to get this premium only for it to be nerfed later on. And I don't think it's going to be as big of a nerf as the MiG-23s is going to be, but it's still a negative change. And again, the MiG-21 BIS is not in some kind of broken state. In fact, most people don't even enjoy flying this thing anymore. But once again, they are changing the flight model for historical reasons. Somebody submitted a bug report, presented sources as to why the MiG-21 BIS is overperforming according to what it can do in real life, and Gaijin has acknowledged it and are looking into it. And more than likely, they probably will find that they want to change it. I'm not quite as upset about this one because the MiG-21 BIS already just wasn't that interesting. Like, it's kind of been long outdated at this point. Its glory days are long over, and I wouldn't really recommend people buy this thing even on sale. I'm hesitant to say that though, because what else do you grind with in Germany? What are you going to do, like buy a Tornado or something? No, absolutely not. So as far as German grinders go that can actually research rank 8, this might be your only option, though for the money, I just don't think it's really worth it. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video. I just want to put this out there, get your guys' opinions in the comments down below. I am truly interested to see what side you guys fall on here. I do have the 30,000 Q&A coming out soon. Again, thank you everyone for 30,000 subs, even though that was a little while ago. I haven't grown that much since, so it's not that big of a deal. It looks like it wasn't that long ago. And then I'm also going to be putting out some F104 videos soon because it's been a long time since I've even touched an F104 on this channel. So happy grinding, happy May sales. I hope you guys pick up something you enjoy, and I'll see you later.